Okay, guys, welcome back to Crunch Time, the show where you get the best NBA DFS picks each and every day. Today we have a nice 11 gamer, I believe. I don't know any games that have been postponed yet, so hopefully it's still an 11 gamer. Hopefully it stays that way. Joined as always with Chris, aka Chrissair DFS. He's no Reggie, but that's what we have here. We have Chris. How are you today?
Pretty good. You gotta get my name right. It's Chrissair. DFS is just in the Twitter tag. But yeah, I'm excited for the slate. 11 games. Excited to jump into it.
Yeah, I got some comments on the funky music. It is some funky music. I don't think Chris hears it every time because he's not listening to the YouTube. But yeah, definitely some good funky music. Fireworks yesterday from Hasty with the Reggie thing. Do you want to touch on that, Chris, a bit? Did you get that challenge ever or no?
That's the only thing I want to say. I mean, I wish I got the challenge. Other than that, we can move on. There's no point in bringing it up all the time. Like, I wish I got the challenge. I didn't get the challenge, so that's that.
Okay. Let's get into it. Big slate. Everyone wants to get into it. Everyone's excited to do it. As always, guys, I'm sure everyone here knows, but we always use our optimizer and our projections at dfscrunch.com to go through the slate. So if you're interested in trying us out or you want to follow along, you can do that. There's a 3-day free trial for all new members. So yeah, try that out if you haven't. Other than that, guys, if you have been here before, be sure to hit the like button. Helps us out a lot. If you've been here before and you like the content as well, hit subscribe, hit bell button, hit all. Stay notified with all our content. Always free. Great stuff here. Chris is a mid to high stakes DFS player, not just a YouTube guy. Not just a YouTube guy. It'd be pretty cool if he was only a YouTube guy, but he's a DFS guy, so he knows his stuff. You guys can ask him questions, get all your roster construction, optimizer questions, DFS questions, all that answered by him. Completely free every single day, so do that. Next order of business, we have the daily success tweets. Turn and burn, as always. He's the dog. 24th here, almost first. I wonder what the difference in points was there, but maybe we can open it up. Maybe we don't have time today. But yeah, what do you have to say about this, Chris?
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll open it up. We'll check out his lineup 24th and compare it to the first one.
Yep. Let's do next up. We have Chris. As always, Chris always makes the cut. What do you see here, Chris?
I mean, nothing really to analyze. Just some good results here.
Yep. One more, Nick. Upping the ante here. $154 entered. 300 almost back. What do you want to say about this one, Chris?
I mean, same thing. It's just there's not much for me to say here. We're going over them. I don't have much input.
Okay, always good to hear. Last one. Days of work. What do you see here, Chris? I'll let you take it.
Again. I mean, same thing. Like, it's good to see these results, but I really don't know why you keep asking me.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Days of Work recently joined. He looks to be MME guy. He likes to mass enter. Definitely good results for him. So I really like to see that. More analysis on this front from me. More analysis on the DFS front from Chris. Let's get into the slate, Chris. Yeah, Justin says Chris responds the same way every day.
I mean, I always say the same thing. There's not much analysis from me for the results.
Yeah. Before we do you want to do the slate overview first, or do you want to go through the results? Let's do the results, right?
Mm-hmm. I also want to say we're four subs away from 100. Obviously, once we reach 100, we're going to do that Twitter giveaway a few monthly subscriptions. So 4 subs away. That's pretty cool. We're pretty close.
Yeah. Big giveaway, guys. Also, I don't know how many likes away we are from Chris's TikTok dance. 30 likes. We got the TikTok dance from Chris. Is that promo still on?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Do you want to tell the people about the promo?
The Twitter one?
No, the TikTok one.
No, I didn't come up with that one. I'm not telling the people that one.
So if we get a video to 30 likes, Chris is gonna do a TikTok dance, guys. Might go viral, so he might stop doing DFS, might go full-time TikTok. So it's like good in a way, but also might not be good. Which one was Turn and Burns? Was it the
a fadeaway.
Fadeaway.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. First place here yesterday. Let's open up first and third. Third is second here. Two-way tie for first. Yeah. Do you want to go over this one, Chris?
Yeah. So we had a short slate here. 2% Nerlens Noel and 5% Caruso were clearly the difference makers here. Also Adams. So this guy pivoted away from Wiseman and Mitchell Robinson. But yeah, the main thing here is Nerlens Noel 2%, getting him 35. That's like 10x, maybe 9x. Yeah, pretty good construction.
Yep. Short and sweet. Let's jump into the DraftKings one here. This is first place. Where is he?
Maybe it was a different one. Maybe it was the night slate. I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
I mean, yeah. This first place team here, Adams here again, low owned. Connaughton, 11%. Didn't get the fire emoji next to his name, but still did pretty well. Caldwell Pope was actually pretty insane yesterday. I think he went like 6 for 7 from deep. I'm sorry to the guy that I said I don't want to play Caldwell Pope, but yeah, he was in the spinning lineup. I didn't have Caldwell Pope. But yeah, what do you see here? Aren't you GPP, Gary?
Yeah, I actually gave some good. I want to see. Is this the night one? Do we know?
Fadeaway. Maybe you can just look up his name. It'll probably come up. Scotty something. No, not there. In the.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, 25th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, he had Connaughton here. Obviously, didn't have Adams. If you click View head to head on the top right, you can compare the lineup between first and this one. So yeah, and then scroll down a little. Let's click Hide Shared Players on the bottom. Yeah, so I mean, 2 for 2 here, 2v2. Holiday Gobert, Mitchell Adams. This guy, was this duped first place or what was it?
Back to contest. No,
it wasn't duped.
Not duped, Chris.
Yeah, so he was a 2v2 away from what was the prize here? 100K. Turning Burns in here, 2v2 away. That probably doesn't feel too good. Yeah, let's see what he says about that.
Yeah, 100K.
Brandon says, "What? That can't be the winning tournament lineup. I don't see DiVincenzo in it. I mean, he's giving me trash for my DiVincenzo love on FanDuel, 4.4K. I mean, it didn't hurt me. All the top players had him, so definitely a good process play. I don't really want to be too results oriented here."
Yeah. Speaking of GPP, I actually gave some good calls yesterday for the night slate. I said Conley, Mitchell, and Randall, and I think those three were all in the winning lineup. So that was a good call there in the Discord. So I'm proud of that one. Okay, let's jump into the slate. Yeah, let's do it. Let's refresh this.
Yep.
Let's do that. Yep. Okay, let me just filter it out. Yeah, do you want to do the overview, Chris? Just major things to look for in this 11-game slate. Like where are we finding our value? Which games are we interested in? That sort of stuff.
Yeah, so, I mean, a few things stand out for me on this slate. So we can start with KD being out. Obviously, that's huge. Now we have interest in Kyrie and Harden. Both of them are pretty cheap relative to their role here without KD. So I have interest in both of them, a lot of interest in both of them on both sites. And then another big thing was Wendell Carter, sorry. Yeah, Wardell is Steph. Wendell Carter, he's out. So we have interest in Thad Young, Lauri Markkanen, Daniel Gafford. We'll get into that. And then the other big news is Christian Wood is out. So DeMarcus Cousins becomes a free square on both sites. He's like 4-4, I think, on DK, 4-5 on FanDuel. So free square there. We have a bunch of free squares, so it's going to be a pretty chalky slate. Pretty chalky for an 11-game slate. So yeah, we'll get into it. We'll go through that and then talk about some pivots as well.
Yeah. Just before we do that, Josh in the chat says, "What's good?" Turnburn says, "So close." Yeah, super close, super close. Yeah, let's get into it then. First game, Houston, Detroit. We can do Houston first. Over there, we have Daniel House out for them. Christian Wood out, as he mentioned, and John Wall still out. Starters for them, we have Victor Oladipo, Gordon, Tucker, Tate, and Cousins. Cousins, the free square today. Yeah, what do you think of Oladipo? He's been playing quite well. I think last stream you said you don't want to chase, but he still smashed. Obviously, you don't want to chase. Still a good call, I think. But are you still on that train of thought, like you don't want to chase, or do you like Oladipo, especially with Wood out? Yeah, what do you think?
So, I mean, I didn't want to chase the first game, but now we have 2 games of sample size now, so we can see his usage has been. It was 42% the first game, 37% last game. Shot 23 times the first game, 22 last game. So I mean, I don't think we're really chasing the game log anymore. Like we gotta kind of change the way we look at him here. Like he's a really good play. I had him in my lineups before we got the KD news. Now I'm jamming in Harden and Kyrie, so I don't really have the salary for him. It's not the best matchup against Detroit. They're only implied for 106, but like in tournaments, I really like Oladipo tonight, especially if he shoots 20 plus times. If his usage rate stays above 35%, he's in a really good spot. The minutes with him, he played 32 the first game, 31 last game. So I mean that's a little low, but if he gets to like 36, then if he gets to 36 with his usage staying the same, with his shots staying the same, he's gonna smash. So I really like Oladipo in tournaments. I had a lot of interest in cash games. Just a little hard to get to him now that I want to jam in these Nets guys that we'll talk about later. So that's that for Oladipo. And then the free square, obviously, DeMarcus Cousins. Christian Wood is out, so Cousins is going to start for him. I think we project Cousins for like 8x, 9x here in this spot. For
8.5.
Yeah, so he's just way too cheap. Free square. Both formats don't need to get cute there. Just lock him in. And then another guy, last guy I'll probably mention on the Rockets here is Eric Gordon. So I mean, with Christian Wood out, he probably gets a few more shots. Like even when Wood was playing, Gordon was getting 17, 20 shots in the last 2 games respectively, playing around 34 minutes. So I mean, when we get a guy for 5.2K or 5.7 on DK who shoots 20 times, like we want to take advantage of that. So I do like him in cash games. I mean, I don't love him in tournaments. The problem is he's pretty scoring dependent. Like he doesn't give you many steals, blocks, rebounds, assists. So most of his fantasy output comes from points. That's the only concerning part. So I think I like him in cash, but not my favorite tournament play.
Yep. Okay, let's go into Detroit. Over there we have Frank Jackson and Josh Jackson marked as probable. Starters for them, we have DeLon Wright, Ellington, Grant, Griffin, and Plumlee. Plumdog Millionaire. What do you think of Detroit, Chris?
I mean, like this is the lowest over/under on the slate. Their guys are healthy, so I don't have any interest in cash games. Obviously, in tournaments, Jeremy Grant, like he's looked really good. He plays a lot of minutes in close games, shooting around 20 times per game. So for 8K, I don't mind that. Tournament only for me, just because we have better options in cash games that I'd rather go to. But yeah, I don't mind him in tournaments.
Okay, is that it for you for Detroit then?
Yeah.
Okay, let's load up the next one. Orlando, Indiana. Give me a second. Lots of games today, guys.
I just want to say we got 20 people in here. If we need some more likes, we only got 7 likes. I don't want to be that guy, but I mean, we need the people to give us a bit more love than that.
Yeah, you don't get the plugs from Chris that often. So, and he's promoting his TikTok dance. I feel like he wants to do it, guys. So if we get to 30 at any point, like we'll do Chris a TikTok dance. You guys will all see it. It'll be good. Thumbs down until I take Gary's job. Justin, did he send the application yet?
I mean, I don't know. Did he?
I didn't get one. If you have an application, you can send it. I think we have an email or just on Twitter. You can reach out on Twitter. It's probably easier. But on Oladipo, I have some comments there. 8.5 too expensive from Trigger. Hasty saying Oladipo goated in Houston, but price tag is too high. AK on FanDuel, Trigger likes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind his price in tournaments. Like, I'm fine with playing it. Like, if his role continues here, he's in a really good spot.
Yeah, application plus the $100. I think Hasty took the $100. He had the application sent to him. Yeah. Application via TikTok, Chris. Yep. Okay, let's go into the next one, guys. Orlando at Indiana. Let's do Orlando first. Over there we have Okiki and Aminu and Bamba marked as out, and then Michael Carter Williams marked as questionable. Starters we have Cole Anthony, Evan Fournier, Ennis, Gordon, and Vucevic. What do you think of Orlando, Chris?
I mean, Vucevic on DraftKings, 8.9K, so he's 1K cheaper than FanDuel. That's really my only guy that I have interest here. Yeah, we have better plays elsewhere. I don't want to spend too much time on Orlando. Vucevic on DraftKings, both formats, I'm fine with him. That's pretty much it with Orlando.
Okay, let's move on to Indiana. Over there we have Miles Turner, questionable. Starters we have Brogdon, Sumner, Holiday, Sabonis, and Turner if he's in. Yeah, what do you think of Indiana, Chris?
Yeah, so Indiana, I mean, same sort of thing. We have one guy that we really want to play on this huge slate. We have better value elsewhere, so we don't need Indiana value today. But Sabonis on FanDuel, he's 9.3K. That price tag I really like. He's 9.9 on DraftKings, so a little more expensive, a little harder to get to, so don't love him as much there. But on FanDuel, like, I love this guy in both formats, cash and tournaments. He's always solid. He always gets a bunch of rebounds, assists, has upside for steals and blocks. Miles Turner is questionable, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. But I mean, even if he's in, I still like Sabonis for 9.3. Yeah, outside of that, Brogdon maybe. But we do have to keep an eye on this Turner news. Like, if Turner's out, maybe Doug McDermott will start again. We'll have interest in him. Better play on FanDuel just because he's still 4.2K. On DraftKings, he's 5K, so that's a little too expensive. But I mean, just for now, since Miles Turner is questionable, I'm only going to go with Sabonis here.
All right, we got confirmation. Porter Jr. is playing today. We can touch on that when we get to that game.
Porter Jr. It doesn't really matter. We talked about Houston. Like, I don't expect him to get too many minutes here, unless he's talking. Are you talking Otto Porter or Kevin Porter Jr.?
No, Michael Porter Jr.
Oh, there's like 3 Porter Juniors.
Yeah,
okay.
my bad. I meant to say, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that game then.
Yeah. Hasty saying Sabonis will smash today. Justin saying Dougie McBuckets is now small forward on FanDuel. That's huge if we get news.
Yeah, and his price didn't go up either, so we'll have to wait for that news, that Miles Turner news. But for now, like, I kind of expect Turner to play. Obviously, we'll know by lock because it's the first game, but yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that.
Yep. Okay, next game we have Chicago at Charlotte. Chicago side, quite a lot here. Satoransky probable, Dotson out. Patrick Williams is in for them. Otto Porter probable. Hutchinson probable. Temple is in, and then Wendell Carter Jr. is out for them. Starters we have White, Levine, Williams, Markkanen, and Gafford. What do you think of Chicago, Chris?
So Chicago is where we get our value from on this slate. With Carter out, we're gonna get bigs from here. So I have a lot of interest in guys like Markkanen, Gafford, Otto Porter. I'll touch on them specific to the site. I'll start on FanDuel. Thaddeus Young, 3.8K. I think he's also a free square here in this spot. Even if he doesn't start, I still like him. Like, we project him for over 5x, so that's always good. This value lets us get guys like Kyrie and Harden, so I like jamming him in. Markkanen, he's more of a play on DraftKings, 6.6K. Obviously, we have more flexibility with our roster there, just because we have We have the util slot. We have the forward slot. So it's easier to get him there. 6.6K. I don't mind paying that in cash games on DraftKings. On FanDuel, he's 6'7". I'd rather go up to Sabonis for my first power forward slot. So I don't know how much interest I have in him in cash games. In tournaments, I like him a lot there on FanDuel as well. And then Gafford, he's a guy that's a better play on DraftKings, 100 over the minimum. So that's a really solid price there. Maybe he starts, maybe Thad Young starts. I probably would lean that Gafford will start. In this spot, I expect him to get probably like at least 24, 26 minutes. He's always been a pretty good point per minute guy. This is the highest total on the slate at 228.5. So the Bulls have an implied team total of 113. So this is where we get our value from. Up top from this team, Levine, I think he's a little too expensive now. 9.5 on DraftKings, 9.3 on DK. Rather go to Harden at shooting guard. Even D'Lo, spend a little less for D'Lo. I'd rather do that. So not too much interest in the backcourt for Chicago, but I do like a lot of guys from the front court here on the Bulls.
Yep. Hasty's asking, what about the rookie Williams?
I'm not too big of a fan. I'd rather go to Thad Young, down to Thad Young, better point per minute guy. He has a bigger role in the offense. Like Patrick Williams is sort of an exercise guy. So yeah, I don't really want to go to Patrick Williams.
Yeah, your boy Brandon says Williams is a lock.
I don't know if he's trolling there. He's an all right play, like maybe in tournaments, but I wouldn't do it in cash games.
Okay, let's do Charlotte now. Over there we have PJ Washington marked as in, Cody Zeller probable. Starters we have Graham, Rozier, Hayward, Washington, and Zeller. We have some comments from Trigger saying someone on Charlotte will smash, never fails against Chicago. And then Hasty thinks that guy might be Miles Bridges. What do you think? What do you think on that, Chris?
I don't like the Miles Bridges call. He comes off the bench now with Hayward in there. He only plays like 25 minutes, so I don't love that call. But I like guys like Devontae Graham, Terry Rozier. Not too interested in PJ Washington here anymore with Cody Zeller out. I mean, Cody Zeller in. It's his first game back since I think the first game of the season, so he's missed some time. But we have no interest in Biyombo anymore. Probably wouldn't have interest in him regardless. But this team, they have a 116 implied team total, so that's really high. I have a lot of interest in LaMelo Ball actually in FanDuel tournaments. He's 7.2K. In this really good matchup, like he could definitely stuff the stat sheet. I do like LaMelo in tournaments. On DraftKings, the main guy that stands out for me is Devontae Graham, 6.2K. I don't mind that in cash games. Like, just a great matchup here. Should play at least 36 minutes, maybe 38. His minutes have been really good in the past 10 games. So I like Devontae Graham for 6.2 on DK as a cash game piece. And then maybe Cody Zeller. Like, you can take some shots on him in tournaments. He's 3.5 on DraftKings, 4.4 on FanDuel. Like, always, the Bulls are always a team that we kind of like to target with bigs. So I don't mind Cody Zeller in tournaments here. He's going to go super, super low owned. So if you want to take some shots on him, I don't hate that. And then last guy, Gordon Hayward, tournament only for me. Just this price tag is where it should be. We don't need to go there in cash. We'd rather go to guys like Jaylen Brown on FanDuel, and then just spend up a little more on DraftKings for the Nets guys that I keep mentioning. So tournament only for Hayward. Yeah, I think that does it for them.
Yep. Trigger says he needs a coffee. Chris, you had some coffee today. What kind of coffee did you have?
I had a latte. I always have lattes. A little girly, but I mean, I have it for the taste.
Did you say I have good taste?
No, I said I have it for the taste.
Yeah. Yeah, lattes are good. They're solid. Eggnog lattes are really good too as well. Let's go into the next game. Boston, Philadelphia. I'll just load it up.
I want to touch on Trigger's message. He says, which Porter Jr. do you like the most? He said that 5 minutes ago. I mean, it seems like all the Porters are juniors. Like, I think Otto Porter is a junior. I know Kevin Porter is a junior. Michael Porter is a junior. It just seems like all the Porters are juniors.
Yeah, definitely for me, it's Michael Porter Jr. Which one? Which one is it for you?
I don't know. I liked Otto before, but I think the chalk answer here is Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah.
Casey says the one in Portland is the best. Is there a Porter Jr. in Portland?
Not sure. Trigger says he is also a latte guy. Let's get back to the slate. Still not even halfway through, guys. So next up, Boston, Philadelphia. Boston side, we have Kemba Walker marked as in, Tatum, Edwards as out, Carson Edwards, and then that's it over there. Starters, we have Walker, Smart, Brown, Williams, and Thompson. Grant Williams, right?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. What do you like on the Boston side here, Chris? Also, what happened to your Brita?
Oh, it's here. I'm just finishing this water bottle, but I mean, on this Boston side, we're not too interested in these guys. Like Kemba Walker is back, so that kind of hurts Smart, hurts Brown a bit, but we're getting a pretty nice discount on Brown now. He's 7.6 on FanDuel. We haven't seen this low of a price since the start of the year. He's been hovering around the mid 8s, low 9s, so 7.6 is a pretty nice price tag for Jaylen Brown. I don't mind that in cash games on FanDuel. Like he projects well. He'll probably pop up in optimals, so I like Jaylen Brown on FanDuel. On DraftKings, not as much interest there. 8.5K, so we're still getting the same sort of price tag for him. So not too much interest there. Maybe tournament only. Marcus Smart, another guy I would like to mention here. 6.2 on FanDuel. Don't mind that as a last piece, but Kemba is back, so I mean I don't love it. Like Kemba's probably going to be on a minutes restriction again. He's been hovering around 20. I expect maybe it moves up a bit to 24, 26, but no interest in Kemba here. And then no, I don't really have interest in any of these other guys. I think we can just consolidate our interest with Jaylen Brown on FanDuel.
Okay, let's go into Philadelphia then. Over there we have Mike Scott marked as out. Poirier also out. Seth Curry is in. We have a comment on Seth. But starters, we have Simmons, Curry, Green, Harris, and Embiid. Trigger in the chat is saying if Seth Curry gets the minutes, he'll easily get his price tag. He'll average close to 20 this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect him to get minutes just because it's his first game back from the COVID thing. He hasn't played in 2 weeks almost, so yeah, I don't know if he's going to get his normal minutes here.
There's a comment from Hasty as well on that. Do you want to read that one out, Chris?
Seth playing daddy ball now. I mean, is Austin? I mean, not Austin Rivers. Doc Rivers is his stepdad, right? Right, Garry?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess he is playing daddy ball. I think maybe that makes him a little better. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but for these Sixers, I mean, I'm not too interested in them. Just like we have spend ups that we'd rather go to instead of Embiid and Simmons. We have value that we'd rather go to instead of guys like Milton, Curry, Green. Yeah, so I really don't have any interest in these guys today.
Yeah. Justin says father-in-law married his daughter. Come on, bro.
Yeah. My bad.
Henry saying, is fading Boogie viable in GPP?
I mean, just to touch on Justin's comment, like this is why we need him on the show instead of you for that insight. Married his daughter. Yeah, father-in-law. I mean, that's why we need Justin here.
I mean, he's pulling a Reggie. He brings it up, but we don't have that application. We need it. It's like the Reggie with the challenge. Talks all that smack, doesn't show up.
No, Justin's not. He's not talking smack.
Not smack, but we need the application.
Yeah, I mean, as for Henry's question, is fading Boogie viable in tournaments? I wouldn't do it. I think he's a free square. He's projected for like 9x, so that's a very scary fade. I think realistically the only way he doesn't get there would be an injury early in the game. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend fading Boogie in this spot.
Yep. Del Curry is the Curry daddy from Justin. Thanks, Chris.
Isho says nobody on the Celtics can hold Embiid. I mean, yeah, that's right. It's just hard to get him today. Like we have Cousins, who's a free square. obviously he's center on FanDuel, so Cousins is the guy on FanDuel. And then on DraftKings, we have Cousins and Gafford, who are both centers. So it's hard to get Embiid. I'd rather pay for value. I mean, spend down, get some solid value pieces here at center, and then spend up for some guards like Harden and Kyrie.
Yep. Trigger says, as a Sixers fan, Simmons needs to be sent into space.
Yeah, I mean, he's. I don't think Simmons is the guy that they need.
Hasty likes that one. Justin, yeah. Hasty says, daddy ball minutes. Gotta get his son paid to take care of that daughter.
Yeah, I mean, you could pull up the game log here. Like, his game log is actually pretty nice. He's been shooting well, but the thing is, it's his first game back, so that's why I'm a little concerned with him. Probably don't expect him to get like upper 30s in his first game back.
Okay, let's do the next game here. Rematch. Let's see, we have. Let me load it up 1 second. Yeah, Brooklyn against Cleveland. Durant is dodging this game, so he's out for them. Brooklyn side starters, we have Irving, Harden, Harris, Green, and Jordan. Why is Durant dodging this game, Chris? Was Sexton too much for him? Doesn't want that smoke?
I mean, that's the first I've heard of him dodging this game. So, I mean, do you have any insight on that?
I mean, Sexton hit that 3 on him, didn't he?
I don't know. I think it's just the Achilles injury. It's
yeah.
time off.
Also, I said like fire Nash. Like why is he playing Durant like 50 minutes against Cleveland in the regular season with coming off that injury? Like what is Nash doing?
What's he gonna do? Sit him in OT? Like I don't. I think that's how you disgruntle your superstar.
50 minutes off the injury though. That's kind of ridiculous. Like you're supposed to. I don't know. It's a little reckless, and you still lose. Like.
He has the best rehab like in the world. NBA players like it's. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah, well, he is dodging this game. If he's got the best rehab, he'd be in. Either Nash messed up or Durant's just dodging Sexton. What do you think of the Brooklyn today, Chris?
So it's just two guys. Like I want to lock in Kyrie and Harden today. They're priced as if KD was playing, so that stands out. We're not paying like ridiculous price tags. We're paying 10.8 for Harden on DraftKings. I think 10.7 on FanDuel, 9K for Kyrie. So it's just easy plays there. I'll lock them in.
Okay. Let's see some chat. Trigger's saying. No, wait. Justin is saying we'll post $100 head-to-head for anyone wanting to play Seth Curry against me.
Yeah, I like that.
Trigger says Durant is soft. Hasty says, can Sexton do it again? Justin says Durant is playing back-to-backs. Not today,
he's playing back-to-backs.
Wait, what's up with that?
He's playing. What?
Why is he dodging then?
I mean, it's just it's probably they probably had this day scheduled for him to rest. He's playing some back-to-backs. Maybe he's not playing all of them. Like, I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's a good thing for us DFS players. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that 50-minute game log there it's got to hurt. Questionable coaching from Nash for sure. I'm on the Durant dodging train, Trigger. He agrees with me. Yeah, he's dodging. Hasty says Sexton's going to be hyped from last game, going to chuck lots. Yeah, let's get into Cleveland. Cleveland side, Dellavedova out, Love still out. Starters, we have Garland, Sexton, Chetty, Osman, Cheeseman, Larry Nance Jr., and Drummond. Yeah, what do you think of Sexton? Is he gonna chuck again? Is he gonna go off again? Is he gonna defeat Brooklyn again twice in a row?
So this is probably like my least favorite type of game to chase. Like he played, what did he play? 28 minutes in regulation. So if this game didn't go into double overtime, he would have played 28 minutes. A majority of his production came in the overtimes at the end of the fourth quarter. So, I mean, definitely don't want to chase here. I hope other people chase. Garland is back, obviously, or he's questionable. I assume he's playing. The coach said he plans to play. So, Yeah, definitely no interest in Sexton here. I'll let other people chase. I think we have better plays elsewhere that we can go to. They're healthy for the most part, so I don't have interest in any of these guys. Drummond is just we don't want to touch Drummond here with Allen back. Minutes are way down. He played 25 minutes last game in a game that went into double overtime, so that was really concerning to see. So yeah, stay off of Drummond. I'm just gonna stay off of all these Cavs guys.
Yeah, I mean, like if you look at the game log, like Sexton, he only played 38 minutes, Chris.
Yeah, that's what I said. So he only played 28 minutes in regulation, and Garland is back. So yeah, I'll let other people chase it. I don't need to.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say Durant played 50, and they still lost, and now he's dodging. So yeah, let's load the next game. Miami, Toronto. While I do that, Chris, any chat that you want to go over?
Yeah, we got to get to the chat before we go to the next game. Trigger says, did Drummond foul out last game? No, he didn't. He got benched for Jarrett Allen. Only got 2 fouls, so he wasn't in foul trouble the whole game. So that's why I said it's very concerning if you're a fan of Drummond or if you want to play Drummond. I wouldn't play him. You'll probably get him low owned. So, I mean, in tournaments, you can do that. Justin says Allen is the future of the Cavs. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Allen is probably already a better player than Drummond. Drummond is just one of those guys that puts up empty stats. So we have a soft spot for him. Us DFS guys have a soft spot for him. But, I mean, if we're just looking at basketball skill, like, he's not the guy. Yeah. Emmy says, no fade Sexton. He just went off in OT. Yeah, exactly. He went off in OT. Trigger says, Garland on a minutes limit. It was his shoulder, I think, so his conditioning should be fine. Maybe a little bit of a minutes restriction, but probably don't expect anything too restricting.
Yep. Just see some confirmation. Cody Zeller is playing. Yeah, ready to get into the next one, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have Miami against Toronto here. Let's do Miami first. Miami said we have Butler out, Hero questionable, Gabe Vincent probable, Bradley and Leonard out, and Silva questionable, and Dragic probable. Starters, we have Hero, Vincent, Robinson, Kelly Olynyk, and Bam Adebayo. Let's get into the Heat. What do you think of the Heat, Chris?
So I don't want to touch on anything here. We're waiting on the Hero news. If Hero's out, then we'll have interest in Dragic and none. If Hero is in, we have no interest in this team. So we just have to wait for the news. We don't need Bam today just because we have better power forwards and centers that we'd rather target. So no interest in Bam today. Just waiting on the Hero news.
Okay. Let's do Toronto then. Over there we have Lowry and Siakam questionable. Starters, we have Lowry, Van Fleet, Anunoby, Siakam, Baines. Siakam said he has nagging injury last few games he's been dealing with. I think it's like a pulled groin or something. I think he landed awkwardly as well. Game or two back. Do you think he's going to play today, Chris? And then, what do you think of the Raptors?
So, same sort of thing as the Heat. We're waiting on these injuries. Lowry and Siakam are questionable. If they're out, we're going to have a ton of interest in the Raps. They're going to become chalky. If they're in, we have no interest in the Raps. So we just have to wait on this injury news. If they're out, like Van Vliet, Boucher, Norm Powell, they all become great plays. So, yeah, we just have to wait.
Yeah, Boucher would be a great play for sure if he's out. Let's load up the next one. Atlanta, Minnesota.
Emmy says Drummond to the grocery wizards. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking maybe a deal to the Nets. I don't know. Maybe a buyout for Drummond. I don't think many teams really want to trade for Andre Drummond.
Yeah. I like Drummond. Hopefully finds a new home. Gets his minutes. Gets his stats. Gets his 25 rebounds a game. Let's do Atlanta, Minnesota. Atlanta's side, we have Cam Reddish, Hunter, and Gallinari, all questionable. Starters for them, we have Young, Reddish, Hunter, Collins, and Capella. Capella's looking great. What do you think of Atlanta today against the Timberwolves, Chris?
So I don't have interest. Like, this game is a game that we would target heavily if this was a 5-game, 6-game slate. But with all this news, with this Rockets value, with this Nets news, we just have interest in other teams. Like, if you want to go here, it's a really good game in tournaments. Like, Atlanta has a 116 implied team total, so that's very high. Trae Young, I always mention him in tournaments. Like, I'm always good with that. He's been looking good recently, been more aggressive. Assist numbers have been up. I like that. So yeah, I like Trae in tournaments. Clint Capella, if you're looking at the game log, he's been smashing. If his minutes stay in the upper 30s like they have been the past 3 games, he's a fine play, but his price tag is kind of caught up to him. So he's 9-2 on FanDuel. I don't want to pay that. And as I mentioned earlier, when I think Henry mentioned Embiid, I said that we have Cousins there, so we just play the free square, and then we don't need to try to jam in Capella here. If you want to go there on DraftKings, I don't mind it, just because you have more flexibility with your roster. He's 8-3 there. Don't mind that. And then, yeah, we have to wait for this Hunter, Gallo, and Reddish news.
Yep. Let's do Minnesota then. Over there, head Juancho, Hernan Gomez is out for them. Josh Okogie, probable. Karl Anthony Towns, Catman, is still out. Health and safety protocol. And then Rubio, questionable. Starters, we have Russell, Beasley, Okogie, Vanderbilt, and Reed. What do you think of the Timberwolves today, Chris?
So same sort of thing that I said with the Hawks here. Like, if this was a 6-game slate, this entire game would be popping like crazy. But since we have this other value, it's going to go under-owned. For that reason, I do like it a lot in tournaments. Up top, D'Lo. Obviously, Cat is out, so that helps D'Lo. I like D'Lo a lot in tournaments. On FanDuel, he's 8.4K, so pretty fair price tag for him. 8-7 on DraftKings. I don't mind that either, so D'Lo's a really good tournament play. I mean, that pretty much does it. Like, Vanderbilt, yeah, Trigger mentioned Vanderbilt. He's priced up now, so I don't really want to play him. Anthony Edwards, I like him in tournaments, actually. Like, he's 4-6 on DraftKings. His usage rate is pretty high. Like, if he's hitting his shots, he's going to be on the court for 30 minutes. He's going to keep chucking. So I like those type of players. But on this slate, we don't need him in cash games. But I do like Edwards and Ant-Man in tournaments.
Yep. Trigger says Jared Vanderbilt sold the game the other night. Hasty says he's solid. Hasty also said Edwards takes some questionable shots.
Yeah, he definitely does. But I mean, if they're falling, he can really have a ceiling game just because he keeps chucking. So yeah, that's the only reason I mentioned him for tournaments. And then Vanderbilt, like I said, I think he's a little too expensive for me today. Rather go to Thad Young on FanDuel, and then on DraftKings, rather go to Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, I think Hasty also brought up once that Edwards, his head's not in the right place, heart's not in the right place, doesn't love basketball. You remember that, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was the entire talk of the NBA draft. But I don't know. I think he's fine. Hasty says he's trying to make that gunner squad. He definitely is. Like, when he gets out there in the second unit, he's just shooting every time he touches the ball. So if they're falling, like, he gets a few more minutes. But the problem with him is he doesn't do anything else. Like, all he does is score. Kind of surprising just because of the way he's built. I would expect him to rebound more, get a few more blocks and steals. But if you look at his game log, all he does is score. So that's a little concerning. But if his shot is falling, like I keep saying, I think he has some upside here.
Yep. Let's go into the next game. Dallas at the Spurs. We can do Dallas first. News there. We have Dorian Finney-Smith, Josh Richardson, Dwight Powell, and Maxey all out for them. Starters for them, we have Doncic, Brunson, Hardaway Jr., Joe Green, and Kristaps Porzingis. Who was this Joe Green guy, Chris?
Josh Green.
Josh Green.
Yeah, he's from Australia. I think he was either their pick last year or this year. I think last year. He's not someone we have interested in DFS. He only plays around 20 minutes. So yeah, not interested in him. The main guy here, or the two main guys I have interest in, surprisingly not Luca or KP. Although they're good options in tournaments, I don't think we need them in cash games. So I think we have some solid value here, especially on FanDuel. Jalen Brunson, 3.9K. He's starting with all those guys missing, as you said, Finney Smith, Josh Richardson, Kleba, Powell. So Brunson has been starting the last two games. He played 27 his first start, 33 last game. So for 3.9, if we get a guy who plays 33 minutes or around 30 minutes, we do like that. He kind of takes over the Luka role when Luka's sitting, so they kind of stagger them a little bit. So I love Brunson on FanDuel in cash games. Don't like him a lot in tournaments just because I don't think he has a great opportunity for a ceiling game with Luka in there. So yeah, that's my first value guy on this team, and then the other guy is Tim Hardaway Jr. He's 5.5K on DraftKings, 5.4 on FanDuel. I'm fine with that price tag on both sites. In cash games, if you want to go there as a last piece, no problems with that. He's pretty scoring reliant, but I mean, he shoots the ball a lot. He's aggressive, a good usage rate, gets some steals sometimes, gets at least one steal or block per game. So you do like to see that for this price tag. Yeah, I'm good with him as a last piece in cash games.
Yeah, back to the Edwards talk a bit from Hasty. He's saying Edwards should be a better defender too, like Okoro in Cleveland. That's what you said.
It's pretty surprising.
Yeah,
like I would expect him to use his frame better, but I mean he's still learning. He's still young.
Ryan Saunders is worse than Luke Walton from Trigger. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean Trigger was the Luke Walton whisperer earlier in the year. Yeah, I don't like Ryan Saunders as a coach either. He's just awful.
Yeah. Hasty says, love Brunson, Nova Boys. Nova Boys, always good value.
Yeah, Dante and Brunson.
Yep. Let's get into San Antonio. Over here we have Weatherspoon questionable, Eubanks out, and then starters for them we have Murray, Walker, DeRozan, Johnson, and LMA Aldridge. We have a comment from Trigger about his price tag all the way down at 5.5. What do you think of the Spurs, and then what do you think of Aldridge's price tag?
Yeah, so I mean, it's surprising to see Aldridge at this price tag, but at the same time, like, he's just been so bad. I don't think I think they're kind of drifting away from him. I'm trying to get a little younger, so his minutes aren't as secure as they were. If you look at his game log, he played 23 last game, 24 the game before, 17 the game before that. So minutes have definitely been trending downwards. Yeah, so I'm not too high on Aldridge in this spot. I think 5.5 is honestly a fair price tag for him. So yeah, I don't have interest in him. Anyone else here? DeMar DeRozan, one guy I'll mention, just because like this guy, he can always give you a ceiling game, especially if this game stays tight as it's projected to. Dallas is only favored by 2, pretty decent over under at 223. So I mean, I don't hate DeMar here. If it stays close, I think it will have to be because of DeMar. So yeah, I like DeMar in tournaments. In cash games, if you want to go, there's a last piece. I don't mind that. I don't love it, but I'm okay with it. I think that pretty much does it. They're just so deep that anyone can get there. Never really trust Pop with his rotations. So on an 11-game slate, I'll stay away for the most part.
Yeah. Hasty says Aldridge only scored 4 points the other night, didn't he? Yeah, he did. Yeah. Let's go next game here. Knicks against the Kings. Let me just load it up. Let's do the Knicks first. Over there we have Austin Rivers and Frank Ntilikina questionable. Starters for them we have Peyton Barrett, Bullock, Randall, Robinson. What do you think of the Knicks today, Chris?
So they got Burks back yesterday, and now Rivers is questionable. So I mean, we don't have interest in guys like Elfrid Payton anymore. It's a good matchup, but if Rivers plays today, like we can't trust the minutes on Elfrid here, so I don't like him. RJ, he's a little too expensive for me. He had a really good game yesterday, but I don't really want to chase that. It's a fine matchup. For the most part, the only guy I have interest here is Julius Randle. He's 9.1 on DraftKings, 8.9 on FanDuel. Like really good tournament play. obviously, I always love to target guys against the Kings. So yeah, I like Randall in this spot. Still in cash games, I'd rather go up to Sabonis. Just like I like Sabonis more. So I don't love Randall in cash games, but if you want to go there as a last piece, I don't mind that. But in tournaments, yeah, I have a lot of interest.
Okay, let's do Sacramento. Over there, we have Hassan Whiteside questionable and Bagley probable. Starters for them, we have Fox, Buddy Hield, Buddy Buckets, Harrison Barnes, Bagley, and Holmes. What do you think of the Kings, Chris?
So there's just one guy here. I don't love to say this name, but Marvin Bagley on DraftKings, he's 5.5K. I don't think Hassan Whiteside plays. Even if he does play, I don't expect him to get too many minutes. Marvin Bagley has looked pretty good, actually, surprisingly. I'm not a big Marvin Bagley guy, but his minutes have been good. Like the last 3 games, he's been playing well, more aggressive, rebounding pretty well. So yeah, I don't mind Marvin Bagley on DraftKings for 5.5K. That's probably the only guy. On FanDuel, maybe Buddy Hield. He's 5'8". The thing with him is like his minutes are pretty inconsistent. Like sometimes he gets 28, sometimes he gets upper 30s. If he gets upper 30s, he should smash. If he gets 28, you're a little concerned. So it's kind of up and down with him, but I don't mind him as a last piece in FanDuel cash. Those are probably the 2 only guys that I like.
Yep. Hasty loves Randall this season. Emmy says, I'm stuck between Randall and Sabonis in FanDuel cash.
Yeah. I'm leaning Sabonis for sure. I think in tournaments, Randall is a really good pivot, but especially if Turner's out, Sabonis for me. And Randall's on the second half of a back-to-back. Even though he plays 40 minutes a night, but I don't know. It's always a little concerning when a guy who plays that many minutes is on the second half of a back-to-back.
Yeah, or when someone comes off an Achilles injury and plays 50 minutes in double OT. Durant and Nash there. Questionable coaching. Let's do the next game. We have OKC against the Clippers. Let's do OKC first. Horford is injured for them. Ty Jerome out, and then Josh Hall, I'm not sure who that is. He's out for them. Starters for them, we have SGA, Hill, Dort, Baisley, and Roby. Yeah, what do you think of OKC, Chris? Any good value here? Is Roby priced up?
So yeah, I have no interest here. Like this is the worst team to target players from today. The Clippers are favored by 13, so the Thunder are 13-point dogs. Like they're I have no interest in anyone here. I'll put it that way.
Yep. Some comments here. Hasty says, feels like a make or break year for Bagley in terms of being a starter in the NBA.
Yeah. I mean, early on in the year, it looked like it was definitely leaning towards the break side, but in the past couple of games, like, I'll be honest, he's looked decent. Definitely hasn't looked like a 3rd overall pick or whatever he was, but I mean, he's looking better, so that's one thing he has going for him.
Yep. Mike Weaver's asking, what are the blank boxes next to the player names for?
Yeah, I think you know better than me.
Wait, sorry. Oh, these here. Oh, yeah. So these just let you do, like, I don't know, like if you want to exclude like a team, like if you want to exclude all of OKC, you could just select this here, and then you have all the guys selected, and then there's like quick actions here, so you can lock players. Like, you obviously can't lock that many, but you can exclude all these guys that you have selected here, or if you just want to like lock a few players as you're doing it, you could also do that, lock them. Vice versa as well. Like if you're on some excluded players, I don't think you can see it here, but in the bottom there's like the filters that has like all players in the player pool, only included players, or excluded players. So if you go there, you can do the same thing and re-include players that you've excluded. So it just like lets you do like bulk actions easier, faster, like that, mostly for excluding and including.
Yeah, so if a team gets postponed, if a game gets postponed, and you don't want to wait for us to manually remove them, you could just filter the teams, select all of them, and then just click exclude.
Yep. Okay, let's do Clippers. Over there, we just have Batum marked as questionable. Starters, we have Pat Bev, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Batum, and Serge Ibaka. What do you think of the Clippers today, Chris? Is Ibaka gonna bully Roby?
Yeah, so like I said, 13-point spread here. I have no interest in this game at all. We have better studs elsewhere, so not interested in Kawhi and Paul George. No value here that I like, so yeah, no interest in this game.
Okay, let me load up the last game of the slate before we do our core plays and then the 4 key plays. Give me 1 second. Okay, any chat here? No, okay. Let's do Denver first. Michael Porter Jr. is in for them. We also have Whittington marked as out for them. Starters, we have Murray, Harris, Barton, Millsap, and Jokic. Yeah, what do you think of Denver today? What do you think of Michael Porter Jr.? Is he going to be limited minutes? How's him coming back going to impact things here for them?
So for them, it makes them better. For us, it makes them worse. Like, it just mucks things up in their rotation. Now they're deeper. We don't have interest in their wing guys. We don't have interest in their guards even. Less shots for their guards. The only guy we have interest in here is Jokic. Doesn't really affect his role. He's still going to be the primary playmaker. So he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. So it doesn't affect that too much. But yeah, like I said, the only guy I have interest here is Jokic. You can use him as really good leverage against the field. I wouldn't do it on FanDuel. I'm locking in Cousins, so I don't need to pivot to Jokic here for like 8K more. And then on DraftKings, you can do it. Obviously, you have 2 positions where you can play centers. So if you want to do it on DraftKings, I'd play Jokic there in tournaments, but probably no interest for the most part in this team.
Yep. Emmy says, I also saw it here. I was waiting to bring it up, but Miles Turner is in today, Chris. Yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know if it hurts Sabonis. Like, Sabonis has looked so good all year, even with Turner in. I think it kind of helps him. Like, the games stay closer. They've looked worse without Miles Turner in there. It's not like Miles Turner is a huge usage guy. Most of his fantasy points come from blocks. So I think it helps Sabonis a little bit. Like, obviously his projection will be lowered a bit, but I still prefer Sabonis to Randall.
Yep. Okay, let's do Phoenix. Damian Jones out for them. Jalen Smith in. Sarge out. Starters, CP3, Chris Paul, Booker, Bridges, Cam Johnson, and DeAndre Ayton. Crushed it last game. Love to see that. What do you think of Phoenix, Chris?
So, I mean, I was a little disappointed last game with Chris Paul. I mean, he let me down. His price tag is still the same. He's 6'9" on FanDuel, so I mean, I don't mind that. I don't love it though. Like, I'd rather go up to Irving, go down to Brunson instead. So I don't love it, but I mean, in tournaments you can go there. I think he probably has a decent ceiling here, or opportunity for a ceiling game. Ayton, you mentioned him. He had a huge game last time out, so tournament only for me, just because, as I keep saying, we have Cousins at center, free square, so I don't want to fade him. Booker, no interest in him. Assist rate has just been super low with Chris Paul here. Most of his points come from scoring, so he always seems to get like 10 points over the amount of points that he scores. So if he scores 24, he gets like 34 fantasy points. So yeah, I don't love Booker this season with Chris Paul there. Definitely not the same guy that we were playing last year and in years past. So yeah, that pretty much does it. One more guy I'll touch on, a value guy on DraftKings, Cam Johnson, 4.4K. He always seems to pop a bit just because he's cheap. He plays minutes. Yeah, he's starting now. Obviously, Crowder got relegated to the bench, so that pretty much does it for the Suns team.
Yeah. You mentioned Cousins. Only way him not hitting like his value, getting like being a good place if he gets hurt. What about like a technical foul? Do you think he can get ejected? Does he have any history there with Plum Dog?
I mean, or that like Cousins is always a threat to get ejected, or yeah, not a threat. I'm not sure what the word I'm looking for is, but he always has like a high chance of getting ejected.
Ejection, upside, downside.
Yeah, he definitely has the upside.
Trigger says Aiden getting the tick, and also CP3 will smash.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't mind those takes. Aiton, he's hard for me to get, like I mentioned, and then CP3, I'm good with CP3.
Hasty says Mikal Bridges never gets any love like the rest of the Nova boys. Is he too expensive?
What's his name?
He put Mikal Bridges.
That's. Can you say his first name again?
How do you say it? Is it Mike? It's not Mike. Is it Michael?
I think it's Mikhail.
Mikhail? Is it Mikal?
I think it's Mikhail, actually. Sorry.
What did I say? Mikhail? Mikhail?
You were saying it funny with some accent. Yeah, you were like, Mikhail.
I don't know how to say it. Like.
Yeah, but to answer his question, yeah, he's a little expensive. He always hovers around the mid 5K range. He's obviously the fourth option, or maybe even fifth option behind those three big guys, Booker, Paul, and Ayton. So, just too expensive, like you said. Isho says Cousins has already been ejected twice this season, once in the first quarter. Yeah, I mean that's the concern with him, I guess, more so than an injury.
Yeah, do you think like he'll be up? Who's he going to be guarding? Mostly like Plum Dog.
Yeah.
Do you think Plum Dog can like aggregate him a bit? You know, like get under his skin. Plum Dog's a tough guy. He's a big guy.
It's usually Cousins and the refs, not Cousins and his other, like his opposing big. It's usually Cousins versus the refs.
Okay. He says Cousins sets the edge. Mike Weaver says didn't know Bridges was Russian.
Yes, you're saying it with some accent. That's why I kept asking you to say
How do you say his name, Chris?
I think it's Mikkel.
Mikkel.
Just Mikkel. Mikel.
Mikkel.
Yeah, see, you're saying it with the Russian
accent. Well, I mean,
again.
definitely not like the, I don't know, definitely an unorthodox spelling there, because let's be real. Trigger says CP3 low owned smash.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with these guys. Like, he was chalk last slate, like 70% cash games. He didn't get there, so no one's going to be on him. It's usually a really good spot to like kind of chase.
Yep.
Henry says Rivers out. Is Burks viable? Did we got Rivers? Yeah, Rivers is out.
We got it's
Burks is fine in tournaments. Like, he's priced up a little. Played 30 minutes yesterday, so obviously he's coming off the ankle injury, and playing 30 minutes last night isn't the greatest thing to see. But I mean, I'm fine with it in tournaments. Definitely no interest in cash games. The main thing it opens up for me is Elfrid Payton, 5.3K on FanDuel. Played 37 minutes last night, so yeah, he's probably the main guy that I'm interested now with this news.
Yeah, Trigger says Mikal Bridges.
Yeah. I mean, he says Nilkino and Rivers out, but can't quite trust Burke yet. Yeah, I agree with that. Rather do Payton. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Okay, let's do our core plays now. Before we do that, guys, do hit the like button. Helps us out a lot. It's like right under the video if you can't find it. If we get to 30 likes, Chris will do TikTok dance. You guys will love that. It'll be funny. So do that. Also subscribe if you're not subscribed. That way, hit the bell button as well. Hit all. That way you get notifications and you can stay up to date. We do the show every single day, so it's definitely solid free content. Chris is not just a YouTube guy. He is a mid to high stakes DFS player. So definitely a lot of value here for free, especially that you can get your questions answered all for free. So definitely do that. Last thing before we do the core plays, guys. If you like the optimizer that you see, if you like our projections, if you want to join our community, we also have a Discord that you guys don't see. You can join us at dfscrunch.com. You get access to everything that you see here throughout the show, our optimizer projections, all that stuff. We have every main sport, FanDuel, DraftKings, and if you've never been a member, you can get 3 days for free. So it's automatically applied when you sign up. So definitely check that out. Try us out if you have not. Today's probably a great slate to do that. It's a big slate, so definitely makes your job a lot easier.
Yeah, and one thing I just want to add, like, if you want to sign up for the 3-day trial, like today's probably the best day to get your value. We have MMA tomorrow, like huge MMA day. Obviously, McGregor is fighting. Everyone loves that. So huge MMA day, and then obviously we also have NFL on Sunday. So you get all those things for free with the 3-day trial. Yeah, definitely take advantage of that. Obviously, NBA slates as well, college basketball. Yeah, you get all that for the 3-day trial, which is it's like the perfect day to do that.
Yep. Well, any day is a perfect day, but today especially so. Yeah, also, you guys can follow us on Twitter. It's in the description below. DFS Crunch. You can reach out to us if you want to apply for the co-host role as well. I think Justin wants to do that. It's a good place to reach out to us. So it's just at DFS Crunch. That out of the way, Chris. Let's do the core plays. FanDuel first. Who's your favorite? Or sorry, not favorite. Who's your first core play?
First core play. Let's go with Kyrie. I want to jam in Kyrie and Harden, so let's actually just lock them both in.
Okay, locked and loaded. Next up, who do we have?
Let's go with Brunson, another point guard, 3.9K. Richardson is out. Dorian Finney-Smith is out. Brunson has been starting. I expect him to play around 30 minutes. If he gets 30 minutes at 3.9K, he should be able to get there for us, and he helps us afford the big guys.
The big guys, yep. Okay, and then is there a fourth lock for you, Chris?
Yeah, there's two more. First up, Thaddeus Young. So Carter is out. Thaddeus Young is 3.8K. Like I said with Brunson, it helps us get the expensive guys. Yeah, so that's Thad Young, and then free square, DeMarcus Cousins. Wood is out. Cousins is starting. So, ton of interest in DeMarcus today.
Yep. Got a question here. Hasty saying Burks over Payton even with the haircut.
Yeah, I think that's more of a comment, more so than a question.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Henry Gold likes that take there. Hasty says, love it when Brunson makes the team.
Yeah, I got to get myself some Villanova gear for Hasty. I think he's a big Villanova guy, I'm noticing.
Yeah.
So I might need to get a hat, a shirt, something like that.
All right, Chris. What do you see here? What do you like? Which ones should we give the heart icon to? The like.
So let's get these first two. We have a 2v2 that's pretty interesting. I think I have Mylene, but yeah, the first two.
Okay. Let's highlight the differences.
Yeah, so I mean, most of these guys were in my core. The only guy that wasn't, that's in both lineups, is Sabonis. He would have been if Turner was out, but still 9.3K for Sabonis is too cheap. We obviously project him for 48. He plays a ton of minutes, has the ball in his hands a lot, so I love Sabonis. Oh, and Jaylen Brown as well. Sorry, 7.6. So we're getting a discount on him here on FanDuel. So I'm good with that price tag. And then 2v2 here, obviously Marcus Smart and Jayshawn Tate versus Buddy Hield and Eric Gordon. So we gotta wait to see. I'm not sure if Kevin Porter Jr. is playing today, but if he's playing, it kind of hurts Jayshawn Tate. Jayshawn Tate started last game. He played 37 minutes, so minutes are there if Porter is out. But we'll have to keep an eye on that. I kind of like the second side, honestly. Like, we get Gordon, who chucks the ball. Like, he shoots 20 times per game. And then I'm not too high on Marcus Smart. I'd rather go to Buddy Hield. They're both kind of ugly, but I think I would rather go with the second side here.
Okay. Hasty says, I will send you a hat. You're going to get a hat, Chris.
Nice.
Nice. Justin saying, can you review FanDuel Core again? Yeah, it's right here on the left.
Yeah.
Irving, Brunson, Harden, Young, Cousins. Danny Walker says Tate starting, not sure if KPJ out though.
Yeah, so I mean, he's still starting. I don't know. I'm probably still actually between these two teams. Like, I'll have to dig into it more after the show. See how many minutes I kind of project Marcus Smart to get. Yeah, so I don't quite know yet. I still probably lean the second team, but this is probably going to be my debate unless we get this Raptors news that we're waiting on.
Okay, let's do DraftKings core plays, cash core plays, Chris. Number one, who do you have here?
let's lock in the same two guys at the top with Harden and Irving. I just really want to get them today with KD out.
Okay, locked and loaded. Number 3, who's your third pick?
Let's go with our free square, DeMarcus Cousins. Pretty easy play there. Wood is out. Like I said, he's still priced at 4.4, so just way too cheap.
Yep. Number 4, who's the fourth lock here?
So this one's a little interesting for me. I'll probably go with Jayshawn Tate. I think he's easier to get on DraftKings, even though he's a little more expensive. But we have more flexibility with our lineup. So yeah, I like Jayshawn Tate for 4.9.
Okay. Is there a fifth lock, Chris?
No, that's it.
Okay. Hasty says Jayshawn Tate starting is a solid play. He is really balling this season.
Yeah, I like Tate.
Yep. Okay. Building. Okay, Chris. Which ones are we going to give the heart icon to? The like?
Let's just go with the first two.
Is it always the first two?
I mean, I'm a little delayed here, so it's a little harder to see. But yeah, let's go with the first two.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, we got our locks here: Harden, Irving, Tate, and Cousins, and then pretty big decision here at center: Zeller versus Gafford. I don't know. I kind of like the second side here. So we have Gafford for 3-1. Obviously, Carter's out. We have to wait to see who's starting for Carter. Could be Gafford. Could be Thad Young. So we'll have to wait for that. If Gafford is starting, I do like this second side more with the two Bulls guys. If he's not starting, I do like this first side with the two Hornets. The 2v2 here is Graham and Zeller versus Markkanen and Gafford. I mean, just have to wait for the news. Like if Gafford's starting, definitely this Bulls side. If he's not starting, I'll go with the Hornets side.
Okay. Short and sweet for an 11-game slate.
It's pretty chalky just because we have some obvious pieces, guys missing, so it makes it pretty chalky.
Yep. Okay, let's do the four key plays that we always do. Wrap it up as well after that. If you guys have questions, great time to bring them up now about anything. So the 4 key plays we go over, it's favorite play of the day overall. We do the value play of the day / salary relief play. Then we do the GPP fade of the day, which has the disclosure that I'll do, or disclaimer that I'll do. And then there's GPP play of the day. So let's just jump into FanDuel, do that there first. Chris, who's your favorite overall play of the day?
So, I mean, one thing, I kind of want to scrap the fade of the day. Like, it's kind of hard for me to fade, like, really chalky guys just because I'm normally all over the chalk. So, I don't know. Like, I kind of like doing the GPP play of the day instead and then just talk about who we can fade for leverage. So, I think we can just scrap the fade of the day portion.
Yeah, I don't mind that. The
good?
disclaimer is kind of a mouthful to do every time on both sides. So,
yeah, so, I mean, I'll start with my lock of the day on FanDuel, right?
Yeah, let's do lock of the day, Chris.
Yeah, so let's go with Harden. 10-7, should have the ball in his hands more than Irving. So I like Harden here with KD out.
Okay, and then value play of the day. Should we do the value play more GPP oriented then?
Well, the value play is strong for both formats. Like even if he's high owned, he's going to get you there most of the time. Especially today when it's a free square. DeMarcus Cousins, like, just don't need to get cute there.
Yeah, you love that saying. Don't need to get cute there, guys. Yeah, okay? So we have Harden, Cousins. We need the GPP play of the day. Who do you have there?
So on FanDuel, I'll go with LaMelo Ball. It's the best game environment. He's 7.2K against the Bulls. Like, this is a game where, like, this is an ideal matchup for LaMelo. Plays fast. Opportunity for a few steals. Run up and down the court. Get some assists. Easy fast break points. So, yeah, I like LaMelo as my tournament play on FanDuel.
Okay. Only 3 plays. A little bit easier. I like it too. Let's do favorite play of the day. DraftKings. Who do you have, Chris?
On DraftKings, I'll go with Harden again. If I could add two, just like on FanDuel, I would add Irving and Harden, but I'll go with Harden if I have to pick one.
Okay, before we do the next one, Charlie Cole's in the chat. He says, "What's up, boys?" Hey, what's up, Charlie? Always says that every day. Shout out to Charlie. Hakeem says, "What is GPP games?" GPP is just like the tournament games on FanDuel, DraftKings. I guess the tournament games. You can explain it, Chris. You're better at it.
Yeah, so you could go to the lobby here. We could just show it real quick. The FanDuel lobby. So cash games are like top 50% win, like 45 to 50% of the entries win. Tournaments are usually around 25%. So like if you see these big tournaments with high prize pools, like this clutch shot here, like anything here, as you can see, tournaments, it says high paying contest with guaranteed prize pools. So GPP means guaranteed prize pools.
Yep.
So these are all top heavy with their payout structure. Then if you go to like multipliers or 50-50s, those are cash games. Obviously, if you read it, the 50-50 says finish in the top half to win. Multiplier says double your money or play for more. So like these are cash games. 50% of the field wins, around 50%, and then tournaments, like I said, around 25%.
Yep. AC says, "Does LaMelo ever play alongside of Devontae?"
Yeah, I mean, Hasty loves the popcorn machine, so let's pull up the popcorn machine, go to one of the Bulls games. I'll tell you which one. I'll find one that wasn't a blow. I mean, not the Bulls games, the Hornets game. I'll find one that wasn't a blowout, but Devontae plays like 38 minutes. Ball plays around 30, so
Toronto?
They definitely do share the court together. Toronto?
3-point game.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that one... That was like LaMelo's season low in minutes, so I don't know about this game. I don't think LaMelo is only going to play 23 minutes. So let's go to the game before on the 14th where he played 26.
Toronto as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess you can highlight both of them, LaMelo and Devontae here. Obviously, they're at the top. So as we can see, Devontae starts. LaMelo comes in for him actually, and then Devontae comes back in for Caleb Martin, I believe. So they do stay on the court together. And then Rozier comes in for LaMelo at the end of LaMelo's first rotation. So they do rotate these three guards: Ball, Graham, and Rozier. So they usually don't play all three of them at the same time. That's the only thing, but two of them do play at the same time.
Yep. Okay, let's go back to DraftKings. Let's finish up our 3 key plays now, no longer 4. Chris opted out of the 4th one. Who is your salary relief / value play of the day over on DraftKings?
On DraftKings, I mean it's the same as FanDuel. Free square, DeMarcus Cousins. Like you say, I like to say, don't need to get cute there.
Yeah, I need to get you a shirt. Hasty would love a shirt like that, probably. DFS Crunch, don't need to get cute there. Okay, GPP play of the day. Who do you have, DraftKings?
So this is a lot nicer. We don't have to do the fade. But here I'll go with Victor Oladipo. He's 8K on DK. He's in a great spot. Christian Wood is out. Usage rate has been insane. Shots have been insane. If he gets more than the 32 minutes he's seen in his first 2 games on the Houston Rockets, he'll absolutely smash. So I like Oladipo here.
That was a big sigh of relief. That GPP fade of the day really gets Chris sweating, stressing him out.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Huh?
I don't like that. The fade of the day. Definitely not a fan.
Yeah, you can just see, like, he just leaned back. Like, he's very relieved that we didn't have to do that. Yeah, and I know Hasty's a big merch guy, so I knew he'd like that comment there. He's saying merch coming soon. Yeah. Lowry is out from Danny Walker. Yes, he is.
Yes. That's big. Yeah, that's huge. I guess we gotta do it all over again here.
Do it all over again?
What else do we do?
Okay, what are we redoing? Everything? Let's go over the slate again.
Just go to the Raptors player pool. let's change some of those guys up a little bit. Do we have news on Siakam?
No, I don't see anything on Pascal. Oh yeah, he's playing.
Okay, he's playing. Lowry's out. Let's. I think there was a game like this, so we can use the handy dandy popcorn machine for that too. I'll try to find which game he missed here. Does that sound good?
Yep. You looking for it?
Yeah. You're a Raps guy. Lowry missed the game, right?
I think so.
I think he missed the game against Sacramento. Let me see.
Yeah, here.
Lowry.
Sacramento.
Yeah, 1-8. Yeah. What is this? Oh, yeah. Get out of box score though. Go to game flow. But yeah, that game. So we can see what happened. Let's see. So Len is obviously waived now. Just replace him with Baines. Can you scroll up a tiny bit just so I can see the entire Raptor player pool here?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's take a look. So obviously Norm Powell started for Lowry in this game, and then Van Vliet. I remember Van Vliet. He became a lock. Powell became a really good play. He became a lock as well. Siakam. We're gonna have to take a look at price tags here actually. But these guys are definitely gonna be interesting here. I'm gonna make some changes to my pool. Maybe you're the Raptors guy. You can kind of touch on what you think will happen here while I make these changes.
No Lowry. Hopefully we see some Terrence Davis. He's a solid player. Like he can produce. Like he's a solid guard. Obviously, I think a lot of Van Fleet today. Let me see the pricing actually.
So you can see that they did play Terrence Davis in this game.
Yeah. Let's see Davis. Yeah. What's his price? Is he minimum?
Terrence Davis?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
3.5 FanDuel. 3.4 DraftKings. Let's see what he got that game. Hopefully it's working here. 22. Yeah, I like Terrence Davis. Definitely in tournaments. I'm not sure about cash. You're the cash guy, Chris, but definitely some interest there for a cheap guy for some value.
Yeah, definitely not a cash piece, but yeah, like you said, in tournaments, I don't know, like, how many minutes do you think he would get?
I mean, he just played 24 yesterday. Or sorry, not yesterday, last game.
So do you think there's a chance he starts instead of Powell today?
They always like to start Powell. Powell's been there longer. Like people like Powell. I don't like Powell that much, but against Miami, I feel like they'll start Powell.
Yeah.
Davis is kind of like a smaller guy. Like I feel like they want some. I don't know. Powell's a good defender. I think they'll start Powell. I don't think you'll see. I don't know if you see Van Fleet and Davis on much at the same time. Do you?
Yeah. I mean, we might I think we can. Let's just update this core real quick.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think that they'd play at the same time. They'd be too small on the backcourt. But yeah. I was kind of hoping Siakam wouldn't play so that we could bump up Boucher, but
yeah, if Siakam didn't play, we would have like 4 Raptors in every FanDuel lineup, 5 in every DK lineup. But I'm kind of glad we don't have that.
Yeah. Trigger says, I'll play Davis over Powell. I mean, yeah, different price tags for sure. Powell 4.8, Davis is 3.5 on FanDuel, and on DraftKings, Powell is 4.3, 3.4 for Davis on DraftKings. Yeah, I kind of like Davis more on FanDuel for cash, but I like both for tournaments.
Powell is kind of expensive on FanDuel, I think. I'm not sure if he's going to...
We just got word Hero is also out with the neck. Tyler Hero out with the neck.
Good thing we are still on here.
Yeah. Yeah, Lowry, he's got a nasty toe infection apparently, so Gotta take care of your feet, guys. Don't want to be out with a toe infection. Yeah. What do you think, Chris?
About the toe infection, I definitely don't want a toe infection.
Yeah.
But no, with our locks, I guess we can go back to FanDuel. Yeah, we can. Who do we have locked right now?
Irving, Brunson, and Harden, Thad Young, Cousins.
Yeah, I think we can remove. Irving, just because now we have Dragic there, who's viable. We also have, we have Dragic there. And then we can add in Fred VanVleet. He becomes an easy play, 7.8K. Definitely a lock for me in cash games there.
Okay, is that it? Should we bump up some Raptors? I think Davis should be a bit more. I think we can put him for like.
I mean, he's not going to pop up at all. Like, we have 2 shooting guards locked, so it doesn't matter for him. And then but we can bump up Siakam to like 42 here. But I don't know. He was questionable, so I mean, I don't love Siakam today.
Yeah, he was talking about his injury as well.
Yeah. I think the main guy, we can bump up Powell to like, what do you think? I'm just going to check what we had him at last slate. I want to see what we had him at. Obviously, this is all going to update.
I think we probably had him like 27 or something.
Yeah, I'll just check real quick.
Yeah, I'd probably put Powell at like at least 25.
Yeah, let's.
But yeah,
we had him 26.
Trigger just said Powell is shooting guard here as well. We already have 2 shooting guards locked.
Oh, that's pretty. I didn't realize he was shooting guard now. They always change positions now on FanDuel.
Yeah, he's small forward on DraftKings. Davis shooting guard, small point guard.
Let's make Powell 27 projection, and then let's unlock Harden and VanVleet just to see what we get here instead of having them locked in.
What do you want to put Powell at? 25?
27.
Okay, that's it?
Yeah.
Davis at all or no?
No.
Okay, so 3 locks here. Brunson, Young, Cousins. Trigger saying get VanVleet up. Actually, we should update him actually.
We don't have him locked, so yeah, we need to get him up. Put him at like 44. We're also fighting against time here. Everything's going to update soon.
Yep.
So yeah, let's see this. Yeah, so see, Powell doesn't even pop at all. I think we had VanVleet for 44 last time against Sacramento. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Lowry. Let's see this.
Henry says bump to OG.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to here. Like, he's not gonna pop. Like, it's not like we would bump him up to like 35. If anything, it's gonna be like low 30s. He's not gonna pop over these small forwards here. But holy crap! If you look at that first team, it has a 2.4 projection difference over the second. You don't have to save them. We can just look at them here. Yeah, I mean, you get Fox instead of Irving here. I'm fine with Fox. 7-8, pretty fair. Although I do love Irving, sometimes you gotta sacrifice somewhere to get these other guys. I mean, this first team looks super solid right now, just from a first look sort of thing. Fox, Brunson, Harden, VanVleet, Brown, Tate, all strong plays. Sabonis, Thad Young, DeMarcus Cousins. Yeah, I mean, I do like this first team here. What do you think about it?
Yeah, definitely looks solid. What do you think of the hero news? Anyone we should bump up there?
Yeah, I'm just a little worried to do it right now, but yeah, definitely we would. I want to see what we had. I want to see what we had Dragic at. I think 2 days ago. But yeah, I think Dragic would actually pop a lot as well.
Like, what would you put him at? 31? 32?
Yeah, let's do 31.
Yeah. As always, guys, obviously the projections will update. It just takes a bit of time to do that, but they will update if you're a member, so you don't have to do all this stuff that we're doing here.
Yeah, we're doing it just so we can take a quick look before they update, just for the people on the show.
Yep. Just a disclaimer, so you guys know you don't have to worry about that stuff when you're a member, when you use our optimizer. But yeah, here we get some Dragic, but not in the first one. Down at 4.
So what do we have, Matt? 31?
Yeah, 31.
Yeah, I mean, like, so if this fourth team were to pass the first team, we would need Dragic at like 34. I don't think Dragic is going to be projected for 34 here. And even then, like, I'd rather go. The 2v2 is Fox, Tate versus Dragic and Barrett.
Yeah.
I don't really want to pay 7K for Barrett either way. And then the Dragic teams below have Kawhi. Don't really want to pay for Kawhi when they're 13-point favorites. Doesn't make too much sense for me. Yeah, but I really like this first team here.
Yep. You want to do the same thing on DraftKings quickly?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what we have here. We have to bump up Fleet to what, 44, 45?
Yeah, let's put him at 44.
Okay, Pal 25.
Pal, yeah, 25. I think Pal, look, his price tag is cheaper here. He has eligibility for a shooting guard and small forward, so he can fit guard slot, he can fit forward slot, obviously util. So I think Pal is actually going to pop here for us.
Let's put.
Saw that.
Yeah, I had to sneak that one in. I was hoping you wouldn't see it, but yeah. Dragic, what do you have? 31, 32?
Yeah, let's put him 30, 32. He's 6K here, so I don't expect him to come up, but let's see what happens.
Let's see what the crunch machine gives us.
And then none is 5.4K now, so like, even if we bump him up, I don't think none.
Keep the same locks or remove Irving?
Let's see. Yeah, we can remove. Just keep Cousins and keep. Let's keep Cousins, and then let's lock in. Since we need to lock in 2, let's lock in Fred VanVleet. I think he's an easy play.
So just Cousins and Fred?
Yeah, for now, just for our build.
Oh, I think we're getting Crunch Machine is getting all the projections updated. Need to stall, but I think it's gonna take a bit of time here. But this is the build here, Chris, with the old locks.
Yeah, I mean, like as I said, Norm Powell is in here now. If you look at the third build, like Pokashevsky, it's definitely not gonna play Pokashevsky. But yeah, like we'll just have to wait and see. Let's wait and see until these projections update. Yeah.
Wrap it up then.
No, we gotta go through these with the people. We just have to wait.
Okay. Yeah, I can load up the one on my computer. Maybe that'll do the trick. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely something we'll fix soon, guys. Just a lot of stuff we have to do here. A lot of things we're prioritizing. Always working on it. So this is just one of those things that we'll have to push aside, fix it down later down the road, but soon, I think. What do we want to switch here? We wanted to lock in Fred, right?
Yeah, and I just want to say, like, this is not something we're gonna push aside. This is definitely the top priority right now.
Well, I mean,
Or what, like,
yeah, it is, but there are some other things that we're fixing that are high priority right now. I just mean, like, we're not working on it right now, but yeah. Okay, let's lock it in. Trigger says I like Zeller.
Yeah, Zeller 3.5K. I don't think he's going to pop up too much anymore with this Raptors stuff, but yeah, I like Zeller too.
Yep. Actually, I feel like the issue here we have with like when we get a lot of projection updates and the site being a little slow, I think we might actually have, because we're working on something else. I think that other thing that we're working on will actually make the projections update faster, stop the site from kind of clogging up, slowing down. But yeah, here's what you see here. Yeah, my Davis update, Chris, made the biggest difference here. You don't like it?
Yeah. What do you have him at?
I think I put him at 18.
Yeah, that's probably a little too high for him. So if he's not at 18, I don't think he would be in here. Like he would be, I think around 16 probably makes more sense. But yeah, this second team here, obviously we don't get Irving now. We get Harden instead. We get Van Vliet, who we locked in. Tate, Bagley, all solid. Cousins, Locke, Dragic, 6K. A little surprised he's in here, but obviously Hero and Butler are out, so that's why he's in here. Norm Powell, Rashawn Holmes is the kind of he's the only guy that I didn't really go over on this lineup. Yeah, I mean I don't hate Rashawn Holmes. This is the last piece. Yeah, but that was a solid lineup there.
Yeah, I'll just bump Davis down to 16, like you said. We'll see what we get here.
Yeah, we're gonna get the second one pop up as the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, here's no Davis at 16. I don't think you see him at all anywhere here.
We're getting Gabe Vincent, so it looks like our projections actually updated a bit. What's the price tag on Gabe Vincent right now?
3-3, but Trigger's saying the new projections have Davis at 20, so my 18 wasn't too bad.
Yeah, but we didn't update Gabe Davis. So 3-3 for Gabe Davis. I know that's Hasty's boy. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense in DraftKings. He started last time out, I believe, so definitely no problems paying for Gabe Davis at 3-3. And we also get Harden and Kyrie together now. Tate, if you could just remove that so you can see the rest of the lineup. Yeah, so yeah, this one I definitely like this build way more than the one we just went over that didn't have Vincent. This one we get Harden, Irving, and the two main Raptors guys that we want with Powell and Van Vliet. Bagley, don't mind him as last piece. Tate, Cousins, obviously really good plays. Yeah, I really like this first team.
Yep. Hasty says Gabe Vincent is really underrated, absolute dog. I don't know if Anoush is in here, but he loves to pick all the dogs. I don't know if Gabe Vincent is a dog for Anoush. What do you think, Chris?
We'll have to ask him next time he's in here.
Yeah. Question from Henry: Vincent or Davis GPP? Me, Davis, Chris, probably Gabe.
I mean, GPP depends. If it's single entry, Vincent all day, as long as he's starting. If he's not starting, I'll go with Davis.
Yep. But yeah, as you guys can see, like the site was a little slow. Now that's updated, everything's back to normal. It just happens when we have a lot of updates. We'll fix that, but definitely still a solid product. I can still use everything. You can see all the projections are updating, so you don't have to worry about that. We just did that on the show live so that we wouldn't have to wait for that. But yeah, all that stuff happens in the background for you, so you don't have to worry about it too much. It makes your job a lot easier. You don't have to like search up all the news. You can, but you don't need to.
So I just want to go over, just add new locks, and then we can wrap it up after that. So just for the core plays.
Okay.
Yeah, so first up, let's go with, are we doing FanDuel?
Yeah, let's do FanDuel.
Let's go with Goran Dragic. We got the projection update. We have him at 31.6 now, just pretty easy to get to. So yeah, I like Dragic there. Harden obviously still a lock for me. We can remove Brunson. There's a decision between Brunson and Irving. Obviously, it changes the entirety of the rest of your lineup, but yeah, that's definitely a decision today. Harden and Van Vliet, they're locks for me. Yeah, I think Dragic, Harden, Van Vliet, and Cousins are my locks for FanDuel.
Okay, and then DraftKings, who do you have? I have Cousins, Van Vliet right now.
Yeah, so Cousins, Van Vliet, obviously. Um, should we? So this Terrence Davis thing is actually pretty interesting. Because we had him lower in that last DraftKings build we did, obviously, but he's popping in the optimal right now. So we don't need to add him as core, but we can add Harden as core, and then we can add Norm Powell as core. He's 4-3 there, so yeah, that'll be 4 people. And then we can. I kind of want to rebuild this just with the Davis thing.
Let's see if I have any projections changed. One sec. Let me just reset all of these because they're updated. Hit build again. Ryan says Davis too nice at that price. Yeah, I agree. Davis is a dog. Like he's a good player. I like him.
Yep.
Surprised Hasty didn't mention Malachi Flynn actually, but yeah, Davis definitely a better play. Malachi Flynn, no. But yeah, Chris, what do you?
So now we have Davis in this first team, and like this Vincent team is the team we were just talking about. Obviously, we didn't have the proper projection on Davis earlier, so that's why this team is here now. Yeah, just like I think Henry said it's a 1v1 here between Davis and Vincent. So yeah, that's the decision I'll be making as well. He said for GPP, I mean, we'll have to see who the Raptors start, who the Heat start. If Vincent is starting, maybe I'll go there in cash games, but I don't know yet. I'll have to wait and see on the starting lineups.
Yeah. What do you think of Siakam though? With like the nagging injury there, would you consider fading him at all, or not? Not really. Not with the Lowry being out.
No, Lowry out. He's 7-7. Like he's looked good in that. He looked good in that game that Lowry missed. He's looked good in recent games as well. So I'm not too concerned about any nagging injuries.
Okay. Hasty says, couldn't you enter both lineups? Yeah, you can, but you still have to like allocate your bankroll, figure out which lineup you want to give more entry fees to, or if you want to just split it 50-50. So you can do both, of course, but you still have to decide how much you want to allocate to each one. Is that it for you, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we all smash. I got the hair gel in my hair today, so yeah, hopefully we're back on track here.
Back on track with the hair gel. Yeah, guys, if you enjoyed the content, if you enjoyed this late news that we went over, we do this every day, so hit the like button, helps us out a lot. Hit subscribe, hit the bell button, hit all so you get notifications, so you see it at the front of YouTube. Do all that stuff. Great content here. Chris, mid to high stakes DFS guy, knows his stuff. Get your questions asked.
I think we got to limit that mid to high stakes thing once a show. I don't like hearing that 3 times. Okay. It kind of makes the hair on my arms stand up a little.
Makes the hair on your arms stand up. What?
I mean, again, I just want to say, yeah, thanks for everyone for tuning in. Yeah, I'll always appreciate having you guys in here. Makes the pre-lock process more fun.
Yeah. Okay. I'll add that to the list of things Chris doesn't want me to say. If you guys have like a co-host application you want to submit, do that. You can see Chris is not an easy guy to work with, so you got to deal with that if you want to do it. Yeah. So I don't even know what else to say. I'll just wrap it up here, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Good luck today. We'll see you all in the Discord. Yeah. Good luck, and see you all tomorrow.